Hello, I'm Kitty, and welcome to my 1.18 Minecraft Let's Play. In the last video, we had talked about the plans for the series and what goals we're trying to obtain. We got the basic gear to start us off, as well as food to fill our stomachs so that way we didn't die. And we also got started on making the starter home for the series. If you missed the last episode, you can check the eye in the upper right hand corner or in my Minecraft Let's Play playlist on my channel. With that out of the way, let's get going. So the first thing we do in this episode is we make a beautiful pathway made out of cobblestone, andesite, tough blocks, and gravel from my house to around the little pond by the animals and the first episode we saw. And the pathing was definitely one of those things that I had planned out in advance before starting this world. I wanted something that was kind of a callback to the original villager pathway, where it was just the solid gravel road, 3 wide, all throughout the village. But I wanted to upgrade it a bit, make it look a little bit more unique, battered down, and worn out. We ended up adding some lighting fixtures dotted around pathways just to make sure no mob spawn, and just adds a little bit of that connection between. And then once the pathing was done how I wanted it, I went over and made the pond a little bit prettier, and by adding a little bit of a barrier to it. And one of the nights, I ended up hearing a zombie outside the back of my house and went to go take care of it when a creeper snuck up behind me. And then another creeper, also who was following me, blew up my house. So now I had a double creeper hole that I had to patch up. So I thankfully just got to work, quickly filling in all the spots that I could, when I didn't notice off in the distance another creeper was right nearby. And when I had just gotten up into the line of sight of the creeper, he beelined it towards me and ended up killing me. After that, we got started on the barn. I took down all of the melons and pumpkins that I'll plant later. So far, I haven't gotten to it yet. And with this barn design, just like the starter house, I didn't have anything set in mind. So I kind of just had the idea of what if I did part of it diagonal and part of it a square. Just to challenge myself and see if I can build in a diagonal style, which had proven very difficult to me. So a lot of things will end up change throughout the entire build. I originally thought maybe I could put fence posts in between all the oak wood logs, and then I realized I think the animals can get out. So I took those down and I put up a bunch of wool, which later on I decided was too closed in. I wanted it to be a little bit more open. So I ended up taking it down later, but first I just tried to make sure I could match it with the style of the house, to kind of keep it in the same theme and to keep most of the notable buildings in the same style. And then the barn is meant to be part of that, like, the town mission. So like the townspeople had gone to the mayor, which is me, and said, hey mayor, we need a barn and can you make it for us? And I said yeah. So just to make sure it stands out that this is something that is for the whole island, it matches the same theme. Later on, I think I'll add like a couple other smaller barns for like other farmers, but keep it in the same style as their homes to kind of indicate it's a private property barn. But this would be like a community barn that all the people can come over and say hi to the animals, maybe do a little petting zoo. And with this roof, I struggled a lot to try and find what spoke to me. Originally, I had tried doing 2 mini roofs, and I just had so much of a struggle trying to figure out how I wanted to do it, to the point that I had changed it so often and went across the water to get a further view to see how it looks. And I ended up finally finding a style that really spoke to me, because I ended up changing the 2 pumped roofs to end up being just 1 roof. And I ended up liking it a lot better. It was still different from the starter home roof, but it's still tied into it. It matched it really well. And then once everything was all connected up, I added some decals by putting lines in the middle of the roofs to kind of segment it and add a little bit more detail. Got the animals moved in, except for the chickens. The chickens will get their own on. I added some windows to the front to add a little bit more dimension. I added some hay bales for some scaling. Then the leaves that started growing over everything to ivy. And I feel like it came together really nice. Once the animals moved, I finished the pathway, then went back to my house and filled in all the dirt that was nearby just to get it all on the same level. I originally thought I was going to make a pond there, or like a river cutting through it, so that maybe there's like a bridge that you have to walk over, but I felt like it was too shallow and in such an odd place, especially if I want a town hall in the future. Once all of that was done, I decided to go mining in the caves, and I happened to find a mine shaft with a spider spawner. This one happened to just be a regular cave spider spawner, but that was fine by me. I needed to get something to get me levels fast. So I just lit up the cave a little bit to make sure that no mobs would come through, and just exploring a bit just to see what else I could find. I cleared some space, tried to get rid of some of the stuff that would be nearby that I would need room for a spider's healing chamber. And when I was lighting up some of the caves, I had stumbled upon a slime chunk. And I was so excited to see that slime chunk because that means I can end up getting sticky pistons and leads for projects that otherwise would be very difficult without them. Because one thing I had mentioned in the first episode is that we wanted to do some farms. So slime is going to be very useful. So I took some coordinates, finished off what's there. We went back to surface. Thank you so much for watching my second episode in this Minecraft Let's Play. I hope you enjoyed it. If this is your first time meeting me, it's nice to meet you. I hope to see you next time, whether it be on more YouTube videos, on my Twitch streams, or on my social media, which will all be in the end card. Have a great day!